Good evening and welcome to Making the Case. I'm Yodit Tewolde. Prosecutors have wrapped up day 3 of testimony in the trial of actor Jussie Smollett. The Empire actor is charged with 6 counts of disorderly conduct. He's accused of lying to police about an attack back in January of 2019. Prosecutors say the whole thing was staged to get publicity. Smollett says he was attacked by 2 masked men wearing red MAGA hats who put a noose around his neck, doused him with bleach, and yelled racist and homophobic slurs. The 2 brothers, who were first considered persons of interest, became the prosecution's star witnesses, walking the jury through details of the staged attack Smollett allegedly paid them to carry out. Now let's discuss with my panel of experts. Joining me from Chicago is criminal defense attorney David Otunga, and from New York, former senior homicide prosecutor Bernarda Villalona. Welcome to you two. Let's get started, all right? So the prosecution rested after 3 days of testimony from 7 witnesses. 2 of those days included testimony from the brothers, which pretty much sealed the case for the prosecution, in my opinion. Now, I try and wait to hear all of the evidence before I decide guilt or innocence, but I decided back in 2019 that Jussie wasn't telling the truth about this attack. David, you're in Chicago. What was the general consensus when all of this, I'm just being honest, y'all, and I'm sure y'all agree. What was the general consensus there in Chicago about this story, and what are people saying about this trial now?
Sure. So I'll give you my general reaction, which was pretty common amongst everybody I talked to. I'm a lifelong Chicagoan. I'm a lawyer, but I'm also an actor. So I've met Jussie Smollett on a number of occasions. And I mean, he couldn't be a nicer guy. Humble, seemed very genuine, very nice guy. And he's here shooting Empire. So people, we kind of embrace him in the city of Chicago. Anyway, when I heard about this, I was shocked by this. And like, golly, you hear a hate crime, something like this happened to such a good guy. And then in my city, in Chicago, this is going on, that people, like, we took it personally. This is our guy. Then things started getting a little murky and started coming out in these reports that he staged it. People completely turned on him because we were so invested. And then now you're telling us you made it up. Like, I know you're innocent until proven guilty, but on the streets in Chicago, he's been guilty since we heard about that. And interestingly enough, you know, I was asking some people the last couple of days, like, you know, what they were thinking about the trial. I have a good friend who's a police officer. And he's like, oh, yeah, I forgot that was going on. Like, in Chicago, people are kind of over it. They're like, well, you know, they're eventually going to get him on something because he keeps getting off, but they're just going to keep coming back and re-bringing charges until they get something to stick.
Which brings me to my next point here. So there was so much that was going on, so many twists and turns in this case where it was, you know, the charges were dropped and then reinstated when, you know, a new prosecutor was appointed, all in an effort to just bury this. But here we are in trial, and Bernarda, I don't understand. Smollett is charged with a Class 4 felony, which means if he's convicted, he's looking at a maximum sentence of up to 3 years in prison. But we know that he's more than likely going to get probation. So why draw more attention to this case by going to trial?
Absolutely. I think I think the whole thing is just a hot mess. Let's just be honest. It's a hot mess. It's a soap opera that's been playing out in the news. The best thing that could have happened to Jussie Smollett is that cameras aren't allowed inside of that courtroom. Can you imagine us seeing this? Can you imagine how many memes and TikTok videos would have come out of this trial? So in terms of what's going to happen, why even bother to bring this second prosecution? 1, it's politics. 2, they wanted to show out on the state's attorney, on Kim Foxx, the African-American prosecutor for that county, to be like, you were wrong, and pointing fingers at her. But 3rd, they want to make an example out of Jussie Smollett. Like, look, we poured so many resources into investigating that you were a victim of a hate crime at that. And this is how it ended up. They want to deter this type of action to ever happen again. This is going to serve as a deterrent. But in the end, he's going to end up with probation. A judge is not going to send him to jail for this nonviolent crime. And Jussie Smollett does not have a criminal record. So we're back where we started with the offer that was made by Kim Foxx.
David, let's talk about some of the testimony from the brothers. This is clearly about who the jury finds more credible. First, let me ask you, did you find the brothers credible, despite efforts that were made by the defense to make them out to be homophobic and opportunists?
I did find them to be quite credible. actually. I mean, because this story is just so bizarre and it just doesn't add up. Like, that's why I really can't wait for Jussie's testimony here, because I don't know how he's going to spin this. I hope that he testifies. I think he has to. I mean, everything the brother said makes sense. You have the videos of them going and buying the bleach, the noose, the MAGA hats. I mean, I don't know, but I don't really think they look like Trump supporters who normally would wear MAGA hats. I'm just saying, yeah, I don't know, but like they have the check from him. I mean, their story really checks out. It does. Also, because I'm in Chicago, I'm in a couple different roles here. I'm an actor, I'm a lawyer, I'm also into bodybuilding and fitness. I know a ton of personal trainers here. The Osundaro brothers train at one of the gyms that I have worked out at. And one of my friends who's a personal trainer knows them. Also, now, this is a rumor. I can't give any weight to this. But he said, oh, yeah, they told me about this a long time ago. Yeah, they set this whole thing up. It's apparently, on the streets here in Chicago, this is apparently widely known. So they seem credible, to answer your question.
They seem credible. And Bernarda, what do they gain by having to go into court and testify and be grilled for 2 days by the defense, who are even suggesting that one of them, the brother who goes by Bola, may have had a sexual relationship with Jussie? So again, the question to you, do you find them credible?
Absolutely. I definitely find them credible. One of the strongest arguments is that, number one, how would they have known that Jussie Smollett at 2 a.m. in Chicago, where it's brick cold, was going to be at that exact location getting subways at the time that this happened? It had to have been planned. So that right there is a huge piece of evidence for me. So what do these brothers have to gain? Hey, remember, they were looking to lock them up as they were the perpetrators. So they had to clear their name. So that was the main reason that they cooperated with the police. They got an attorney advised them, and they advised them to cooperate with the police. So that's what they had to gain, was their freedom. But in terms of testifying, they didn't want to testify, but it's part of the process. They were subpoenaed to be present in court, and they had to appear in court. And they know what they could have been facing had their name not been cleared.
David, at the end of the day, like I said, it's a he said situation. Who the jury finds credible. The defense even suggested that the brothers wanted Smollett to pay them $1 million not to testify, to which obviously they denied that. Pretty damaging testimony from the brothers. Will Jussie have to take the stand, or should he?
Normally you would say no. You never want your client to take the stand. If I was his attorney, I'm putting him up there for a couple reasons. Number one, I mean, these brothers were super damaging. Number two, hey, Jussie's an actor and he's a likable guy. You might have some Empire fans, on the jury. I don't know, but he could be pretty convincing. Maybe he could be endearing to them and sway some people. I mean, I think that's his best chance here. Does he really have all that much to lose? Not really. I mean, he won't even see jail time. I mean, at this point, I believe like he's fighting for his career, because he could have taken a plea deal, but had he taken a plea deal, that would be admitting guilt. He's done for. At least now he's maintained his innocence throughout, and he very well may be innocent. I don't know, but maybe. So by taking the stand defending himself, I think that's his only chance.